So it just got announced that the UFC will be returning to Paris on September the 28th for another fight night card. They've been there the last couple of years. They've been two very good fight night cards. So I have built what I think the best main card possible could be. Knowing the UFC, we're going to get fucking Morgan Charrier in the co-main event because that's what they've been like with the fight nights recently. But this is the best main card that they can have, in my opinion. So, the main event, we all know it's going to be Cyril Gane because it's the only place he can win a fucking fight. And he should fight Pavlovich. Knowing him, he's probably going to call for Tom Aspinall. It's not happening. He's fighting Blades. Fight Pavlovich, then he can get a title shot. But I'm not sure why this fight hasn't happened yet. I do believe it should have been on the main card of International Fight Week. But no, instead, it's going to be in Paris. It should be the main event. And I think it'd be a tough test for Gane. The last couple of years in Paris, they've given him pretty easy layups. Obviously, he had Spivak last year, and he had Tuivasa the year before. But this one's actually a test for him. Obviously, Pavlovich, he was on a 6-fight first-round KO streak before he lost to the GOAT, Tom Aspinall. So yeah, if Cyril Gane can win this, maybe he gets a title shot. I don't know. We'll see if Jones does want to stick around for the win of Aspinall versus Blades, which should be next in my opinion. But yeah, Cyril Gane versus Sergey Pavlovich in the main event. Next up, the UFC recently have been doing a lot of 5-round co-main events, and for a big card like this, which Paris always is, obviously we've seen like Whittaker versus Vittori in the co-main event of this in the past. I think they should do another 5-round co-main event, and I think most people probably guessed who it is. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Jalen Turner. This could also be Renato Moicano, depending on how Turner versus Moicano goes next month at UFC 300. But if you saw my predictions video, if you haven't, go check that out after this. I do think Jalen Turner is going to chin Moicano, unfortunately. So yeah, this should be the main event. Obviously, Benoit's got a big jump up in the rankings against Poirier. Got chinned. It's going to need a few months off. This will be, I think, 6-7 months after that Poirier fight, so that'll be plenty of time for him to recover. And I think he's ranked number 11. If Turner beats Moicano, he'll probably stay at number 10 or move up to number 9. So it's similar in the rankings. 5-round co-main event. The winner can then jump up, maybe fight a top 5 opponent. If it is Turner, he'll then have beaten Bobby Green, Moicano and BSD in a row. So he'll probably deserve like a Poirier or a Gaethje fight. If BSD wins this, then maybe give him like a Fiziev, because I doubt he would deserve another jump into the top 5 after he got chinned by Dustin. But yeah, 5-round co-main event, Jalen Turner, Benoit Saint-Denis would be a great fight. Probably most people would think it's going to be fight of the night, because these guys are two of the most entertaining fighters in the lightweight division. Next up, this fight can only happen depending on how a fight that's happening next weekend plays out in the main event. And that's Manon Fiorot versus Macy Barber. Obviously, Fiorot's fighting against Blanchfield in the main event next weekend. I do think she's going to lose that one, and Blanchfield will go on to fight for the title. And yeah, this would make sense for the loser of that fight. Macy Barber, I think she's on a 5-6 fight win streak now. She just won last weekend at UFC 299. She deserves a number 1 contender fight, or a fight that's going to get her a number 1 contender fight, and that would be this. Fiorot would be ranked in the top 3. I think Barber's number 4 now, and it would make sense for her. You know, she has had a couple controversial decisions in the past, but in the last couple of fights she looked really good. I think she finished Amanda Ribas, and obviously she beat Chukagian last weekend. She looked really good in that fight. And yeah, Manon Fiorot versus Macy Barber. The next fight is a guy who fought on last year's Paris card, got a first-round finish, and just fucking disappeared. But he's European and he likes to come back. He's fought in London a couple of times. He's fought in Paris now. He likes to come back on the European cards. So I think he should be on the main card of this card. And that is Volkan Oezdemir versus Azamat Mirzakhanov. And I think it's be a good fight. Volkan Oezdemir, he beat Bogdan Guskoyov, whatever his fucking name is, last year. He was a short notice opponent, and I think this should be next. Mirzakhanov's obviously undefeated. He beat Jacoby in his last fight, which was, I think, last April. I think these two were supposed to fight last year. I'm not sure. I know Volkan Oezdemir was supposed to fight someone else, but ended up fighting a debutant in Paris. Got the first round submission. But yeah, this fight would be good. I think Oezdemir is ranked around number 9. It's a good chance for Mirzakhanov to jump up the rankings and get himself a top 5 opponent next if he wins. If Oezdemir wins, I'm not sure. He's had a couple fights, lost to Krylov, lost to a few of the top guys in the division. Obviously, he was once a top contender, fought for the belt, kind of fell off a bit, lost a few fights, wasn't very good for his career. But, you know, he won his last one. If he wins this one, then he'll get a good top 5 opponent next, in my opinion. And yeah, this would be a great addition to the main card. Finally, the last fight on the main card. This again, both of these fighters have fights coming up recently. One's fighting on the Apex card on the 27th, and one's fighting in Brazil. And that is William Gomez versus David Onama. William Gomez is fighting Gene Silva in Brazil, and I'm not going to lie, I do think he's going to get chinned. I think Gene Silva is very good. I do think Gomez is pretty good as well. And David Onama is fighting Jonathan Pearce, and I think he's going to win that one. David Onama is very good. We saw him lose to Nate the Train a couple fights ago, and that was a fight he took on short notice. He fought the month before, and he did chin Nate the Train in the first round. Nate has said he went to sleep, but Onama woke him up with the follow-up shots. And since then, Onama KO'd Santos last June, I believe. So yeah, these are both great featherweights. I think it'd be a great addition to the main card. Gomez is obviously French. He fought there last year. I think he fought on both cards, actually. And the winner of this, probably not a ranked opponent. Maybe someone just outside the top 15, or maybe someone in the rankings, who knows. Maybe like a Danny Gay or someone around there, Lerone Murphy. But I think this would be a great addition to the main card. Obviously, there's a lot of French fighters now in the UFC that you could have to the prelims. You've got Morgan Charrier. You know, the prelims are always great in these cards. But that is what I think the main card should be. We'll just go through it one more time. Cyril Gane versus Pavlovich. Turner versus Benoit. Fiora versus Barber. Uzumir versus Mirzakhanov. And Gomez versus David Onama. So yeah, that's my main card. Knowing the UFC, we're going to get a Morgan Charrier co-main event and Cyril Gane versus Marcin Tybura in the main event. But if the UFC could pull off a card like this, I think it'd be great. One of the best fight nights of the year. So yeah, I'm going to come with more of these card builders soon. I'm going to make one for both of the June pay-per-views pretty soon. One for the Australia card that's happening, I believe, in August. I'm not sure if that's a pay-per-view yet. If it is, then there are some big fights and they can add to that. Also going to make a card builder for the Manchester card that's happening this July. So yeah, stay tuned for those. And yeah, thanks for watching. Also, make sure you go follow my Twitter. I post on there quite a lot every day. And yeah, thanks for watching.